If you suffer from the spirit of rejection, this video is for you. There's a dangerous place that people live in, and it's called the spirit of rejection. And we're going to talk about it because it will make you move when God said wait, speak when God said be silent, and compromise when God said stand. And if you're not careful, your need to be accepted by people will cause you to be rejected by God. And we can see this in the life of Saul if you read 1 Samuel. So let's get into it. Because I want to talk to the person who's smiling on the outside, but on the inside, you're constantly asking yourself, do they really like me? Did I say something wrong? And why do people always leave? And if you want to be honest, you don't just deal with rejection. You've started to expect it. And if you don't realize it, you'll start making decisions from that place. And that's what King Saul did. 1 Samuel 13, verses 8 through 9. The people were scattered from him, and Saul said, I will offer the burnt offering. If you go back and read that chapter, you will see that Saul had no business offering the burnt offering. That was Samuel's job. So he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to do because he was too busy trying to please people. So let's get into some ways that rejection can quietly ruin your life if you don't heal from it. So point 1, rejection will have you overthinking everything. Saul said the people were scattering from me. Let's bring that into real life. You text someone and they don't respond right away. And now your mind is racing. Did I say too much? Are they mad at me? Are they about to cut me off? Or has someone else's energy slightly changed? And now you feel like you did something wrong. And so rejection will cause you to create stories in your head that's not even real. Proverbs 29:25 says, the fear of man bringeth a snare. And so what this verse is saying, when you live for people, you're living in a trap. Because now you're controlled by their opinions and you can no longer be obedient to God. So point 2. Rejection will make you chase what you should trust God with. And so Saul said, I forced myself. And if we're being honest, we do this too. You keep texting someone when they're pulling back. You keep trying to fix a one-sided relationship. You keep overly explaining yourself to people that already misunderstand you. And you stay longer than you should because you don't want to be left alone. It's that feeling of just saying, I don't want to lose this. So that feeling of not want to lose others cause you to lose yourself. Rejection will cause you to fight and cause you to hold on to things that God never told you to hold on to. If you have to beg it, chase it, or force it, it's not flowing from God. Point 3. Rejection will make you abandon yourself. So Saul stepped out of who he was. So let's make this a little personal. You saying yes when you should be saying no. You laugh at things that don't even be funny. You dim your personality to make other people feel comfortable because you don't want them to be uncomfortable. But now you're uncomfortable. And you tolerate disrespect to keep people around. And very slowly, you stop recognizing yourself. 1 Samuel 13:13 says, thou hast done foolishly. So rejection will cause you to start betraying yourself just to avoid being rejected by others. But guess what? You can't build healthy relationships based off a version of you that's not real. Point number 4. Rejection will cost you more than what you realize. All loss is wrong. Let's bring that into our everyday life. Rejection will cost you walking away from toxic relationships, speaking up in rooms because you're too afraid of being judged, starting a business or a ministry because you're afraid of failure and other people's opinions. And lastly, which is the very important one, setting boundaries because you don't want people to leave. So now people are disrespecting you because you don't want them to leave. Point number 5, and I'm sure all of us can relate to this one. People pleasing is rooted in rejection. In 1 Samuel 13:14, Samuel told Saul, he said, God said, thy kingdom shall not continue. And so it's not that God is withholding stuff from you. Rejection is just stopping you from stepping into it. You're too busy trying to please others, which is costing you your own throne. So let's be real again. You don't like conflict, so you stay quiet. You overgive, overserve, and overextend. You feel guilty for putting yourself first, and you just want everyone to be okay with you. But yet Galatians 1:10 says, if I yet please men, I shall not be the servant of Christ. You can't please both God and men. People pleasing is not just about being nice. It's actually just a survival response from rejection. And so somewhere down the line, you learn that being accepted means I have to perform, adjust, and you have to prove yourself. But you don't have to prove yourself to nobody but God. You don't have to answer to nobody but God. You don't have to overextend yourself because now you're weighing yourself out, trying to please others when their opinion don't even matter anyway. Which brings us to point 6. This is when God is trying to break you out of that cycle. So sometimes God will allow distance. And it feels like rejection, but it's not. That's when people fall off, relationship shifts, and doors closes. And then you start thinking, why does this keep happening to me? Psalms 20:17 says, when my mother and father forsake me, the Lord will take me up. Now let's put that into a different perspective. When this world forsake me, when friends and family forsake me, when my boss forsake me, whoever it may be, betray you, it is the Lord that will lift you up. In 1 Samuel chapter 2, Hannah said, the Lord lift up the horn of his anointed one. And so sometimes God will remove what you're clinging on to so that you can finally learn that he is enough. So God is not rejecting you. He's restraining you to not depend on people for your identity. And so when you look at the life of Saul, Saul didn't lose his position as king because he wasn't good enough. He lost it because he made a decision that was rooted in rejection. He forced something that God told him to wait on, all because he was afraid of people. Don't be more afraid of losing them than you are of disobeying God. So because Saul did that, the Bible tells us that his kingdom shall not continue. And if you want to be honest, some of us may not be losing a throne, but we're losing ourselves. We're losing our peace. We're losing our confidence, losing our identity, and staying in things that God told us to walk away from. All because deep down, you don't want to be rejected. Saul lost his place trying to hold on to people. Don't let rejection make you lose what God has for you. You don't have to force what God already ordained, and you don't have to chase what God has already chose. But you do have to heal, because if you don't heal from rejection, you will keep making decisions that cost you more than you realize. Saul didn't just lose a throne. He lost everything trying not to feel rejected. Don't let that be your story. If this spoke to you and you want more videos talking about healing from rejection, type healing in the comments. Don't forget to like this video. Share this video with someone else who may be struggling with rejection. Amen. And remember, God is within you. You will not fail.